Welcome to HDR's Coffee in the Morning, and just give us a comment, like and subscribe. We'll have a good conversation today.
Thank you, Mike.
No eating dirt this Saturday. We're sticking around for coffee with HDR.
So, good morning. You are watching Coffee Time with HDR. Enjoy.
Imagine all those fine folks, and that was at the Ohio Windy 9 meetup. So, good morning. I got the crew behind me back here, I think. Yep, I got them there. Mrs. Road Glide Andy just came out. Road Glide Andy's sitting back there behind me. And they are doing their social media updates and their presence there this morning. Let's go back here and see where I'm at. A little hard here operating with the portable studio this morning. But good morning to Coffee with HDR. This is show number 130 for July the 15th here at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I am your good old friend HDR. And welcome to one of the longest running shows on YouTube. So I try to be consistent. Or I just have nothing else to do in my life. Maybe that's it, right? So, but good morning to everybody. And we will go through here and start off to see who's in the chat room. And then we will get underway. Good morning to Ron Kelly. Payne's Rides in the house. Captain Ed. Will Henderson. Good morning. The Smyrna Cowboy. I've been spending a lot of time with here at VAM 23. Bronco Rides in the house. Dean C. My sister Debbie, or Mallory, her dog's in the house. I still don't know how Mallory actually starts the stream, but she's a pretty smart dog. Probably laying under the tree out back watching me on her smartphone. The dog, not my sister. Two Wheel Rocket. Pete's Moto Adventures. Good morning, Pete. I was talking to Mini Moto, and we were talking a lot about you, Pete, so your ears were probably burning for sure. Ron Kelly, Chuck Henson. Let's see who. Make sure I got everybody. Bodine 52's in the house. Good morning, Bob. Harley 103. Hello, gang. Road Glide Andy's in the house. What? Yeah, he is. He's in the house. He's right back there. Let's see. And Larry Mullins. Yeah, good morning, everybody. You got a fine group in here this morning. I imagine right about now, all the hotels in the Tazewell area, their internet just went to zero because everybody should be watching Coffee with HDR, because this is where you get your live updates and your live reports of VAM 23. Yeah, well, I probably just made that up, but I will give you some updates of VAM and how it's going here. So where are we going to start at? Let's start off by talking about that. Let me get the schedule here because I want to go through some of it. I was thinking about how am I going to run this show, you know? Anthony actually wanted to do some interviews with me, but I never know what kind of questions he has, so I was kind of scared. So I would have scripted it out for you. Oh, he would have scripted. There you go. He would have scripted it. That would have definitely helped me out there for sure. Good morning, Leslie. Nice to have you on board there with us this morning. So anyway, this is a very nice sheet. Mr. G, 1965. If you don't know him, you should. You should know Mr. G, 1965. The very first day we pulled in, I'm going to just give you that highlight, that caption. The very first day we pulled in, he called Road Glide Andy and said, "Hey, where you at?" And he said, "Meet us down at the Hardee's." So we rode into town with all of our gear still on the bikes, right? Stopped at Hardee's, and then he goes, "Hey man, let's all go up to my house. I want to get a video of my shed." We're like, "Are you kidding me? We are beat, man. We're dead tired." It's a 4.5-hour ride for us from home to VAM, maybe 5, roughly. Road Glide Andy took us on a trip. It was actually like 14. No, it was like 7. 7.5 maybe? Somewhere around there. But we rode a lot of Route 16. It's a beautiful route. So we're not much highway people. We try to be off the highway as much as possible. We spend way too much time actually on the highway, but we were trying to make time, and we were trying to make a ride out of it. So I think it worked out well, though. Mrs. HDR, she loved it and hated it because we were in some curvy roads and we were just laying the bike in the sides, and we was having a good time. But very, very nice time. Till Road Glide Andy did find a dirt road, and if you've ever ridden with him, you are going to find a dirt road. We turned around, he kept going, so, but he did come back, find us, so that was nice. Good morning, Danny. Nice to have you on board there this morning with us. So anyway, he did find us. Mr. G did find us. That was on, God, it seems like I've been here for a week, you know. That was on Wednesday. We were early arrivals, and it was nice to see. There was probably about 6 other people here already, so that was pretty cool. That came in on Wednesday. So we decided to all go, he roped us in. He tied us up and he said, come to my house. So we went up. We did a video in the shed. I'd never seen the shed before, so that was cool. If you ever get to go up to his shed and he invites you up, you know how he puts your names on the wall? He does the shout outs to everybody. You get to sign it. So that was cool. So I actually signed it and got to put my little signature there above my Harley Day Rider. So that was awesome. Painesrod says, it's the end of an era after 10 years and 77,000 miles. The Victory is going to a new owner this morning. Dude, you just told me you can't sell the Victory. I just talked that bike up. I got a video coming out about how wonderful it is, and then you sold it. Maybe you sold it to Mrs. HDR and she's putting it in my garage for me. I don't know. Kind of bittersweet, but I don't get attached to inanimate things. Yeah, you had that a long time, man. 10 years and 77,000 miles. But that new Road Glide Limited, man, you're going to love that bike. It's going to be in your garage. You and the missus will be riding across the country on that thing, so you'll be having a good time. Two Wheel Rocket says, I avoid highways if possible. We took a 390-mile round trip ride just for a hot dog and fries at Hillbilly Hot Dogs yesterday. Yeah, it's a great place, man. It's a good place to, you know. And I'm just amazed at how many things you can do with a hot dog, right? They got every topping you can think of in the world. And they got names for them all. So, and I understand they have like a suicide burger or something. I don't know what that's called, but. So let's go through a little bit of Mr. G. So he put this on Facebook, VAM. You guys could have seen it. For those of you who are not here, a lot of people are asking about all of you. And, you know, and I tell them that everybody only has so much vacation time a year to make it out to these events. But so he did put it on Facebook, but he also did a really nice little write-up here. And he handed these out at the Sonic. He was going around. So he took the time to print all this stuff up. All right. So at 4 p.m. on I guess that was Thursday. Yeah, Thursday. We met at the Sonic. Now, if you've never eaten at a Sonic restaurant, this place was just, they were awesome, man. They really treated us well. Everybody was on the motorcycle meetup. If you ordered any food, they gave you a free milkshake or free, what was everything called?
Blast?
Yeah, free blast. I guess it's Mrs. HDR said it's like a,
Blizzard.
yeah, it's like a blizzard. Thanks, yeah. See, Anthony's in the back, hey, helping me, you know. So yeah, it's like a blizzard. So that was nice. They gave those out to everybody that was buying food. When I get a new bike, it'll be an ADV. No, Painesrod, you need a touring bike. How you going to come to these meetups on an ADV? Oh, wait, you're buying a Pan America. I got you. Okay, now I know what you're buying. Did you get tots? I did not get any tots. I like their onion rings. I'm really hooked on Sonic's onion rings. And so myself and Miss Sacer just got some chicken strips and onion rings. And their lemonade is pretty good. And I'm not a lemonade drinker at all, but it was really, really good. So we did that on Thursday. Yesterday was a pretty full day. 9 a.m. He likes everybody to meet at Hardee's for breakfast. But since we're in a house, we've been cooking breakfast here. Yes, guys, you missed it. We did have the sausage, gravy, and biscuits yesterday. And that's how we started our morning. After that, we met everybody at Hardee's, and we left there at 10 a.m. And it was pretty prompt, 10 a.m. takeoff. And we went to the back of the Dragon. Now, let me tell you about the back of the Dragon ride yesterday, guys. So, you got guys that come on these meetups. You guys have been on the meetups that has never been on a twisty, windy road in their entire lives, right? And they come here and they get on their bikes and they're going up this road. Now, there's maps everywhere. There is maps of these roads everywhere. You can have a look. But you know what? I congratulate everybody that went up there with us, because even if that's not your skill set, you still wanted to give it a go. You know, and just take your time, man. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, a great group. One younger man than me. At the last stop we made after coming off the back of the Dragon, he was apologizing to everybody because, you know, he geared down and slowed down. I told him, "What's my motto, guys? Ride your own ride, right? Be safe out there." So you do you, man, when you're on your bike. That bike is you, and I always tell you, you're the pilot of that motorcycle. You don't need to prove anything to anybody, right? You don't need to set any world records. Leave that to the sport bike riders, right? So we don't need to do that. But everybody got there safe and in one piece, and that's what matters. But here's the trick yesterday, man. We got halfway up the mountain. If you've ever been up there, and I know Bronco, I was there with us last year, and you know where that big overlook is that we stopped at, the paved one, that we were hanging out there last year. We got right about there, and the skies just let loose, man. There was some rain coming down. We hit fog. I heard Road Glide Andy on communicators. He went around a bend. He's like, "Whole crap!" And we're like, well, "What's the matter, man?" And you couldn't tell at that point, right? We came around and you couldn't see. It was just total fog, and very interesting riding for sure. So I said they need down here. You know how you get the patches? I rode the back of the Dragon. They need to have one that says I rode the back of the Dragon in the rain, right? Because that puts you on a whole nother level. And I was telling those guys that, we rode it the day before when it was dry, and it's a beautiful road. But when it's wet, a little more technical, right? So, there was one place where the water was coming across the road, like it was a stream running across the road. And luckily for me, I bought a new tire before I left. So good morning, Mike Bodine. Getting ready to head out to Pontiac, Illinois. I think that's what that is. The start of the Route 66 ride. Mike, you have a great time. We hung out yesterday with Mr. McStash, and his wife was here. He's leaving. He's taking her home today, this morning. Then he's heading to Chicago to meet up with the group. So he will be going on the Route 66 with you, Mike, and I'm sure you know McStash. You've been around a long time. So you guys are going to have an excellent time, excellent adventure. First time on the BOTD, it was racing, and I was two up and pulling a trailer. Oh, back of the Dragon, it was raining. Yeah, I remember that. I remember when you came in, it was raining with that trailer, and you made it. You made it across. So, but yeah, so that's everything that's been happening here so far. Let's see. We went to the back of the Dragon. I'll tell you what. If you've never ridden this road, it is called. It's Bland County, and you go to the Big Walker Lookout. You want to talk about amazing rides? It was just a lot of fun. You get up there, and it's just all sweeping bends going all the way up the mountaintop, and then coming back down, it's the same.
That's the Claw.
That was called the Claw. Yeah, but it was Big Walker Mountain, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's called the Claw. Now we did go the other day. Myself, Mrs. HDR Road Glide Andy, Mrs. Road Glide Andy. What day was that? That was Thursday. We got up, we had breakfast, and Anthony wanted to go ride the the Widowmaker, and I rode it last year. And Pete, I don't know if Pete was with us on the Widowmaker. I think you were, and I know Colin was with us on the Widowmaker, as well as my buddy Bob Nelson was there with us. But we rode it this year, guys. They got it all cleaned up. There's no gravel like there was last year. The road's all been repaved. And Mrs. Asher just absolutely loved it, man. She had one leg wrapped around my belly, and she's hanging off the bike because there's no guardrails, and she's taking pictures over the cliffs. Now, that probably wasn't true. She's probably actually grabbing onto my shirt saying, "If I go, you're going with me." That was the exact words that she used. But beautiful views up there. Harley Moonrider, good morning. We got to hang out with Harley Moonrider last night. We got to have a nice dinner with him and sit and chit chat for quite a while. And we even got to break some peanuts together. So when you break some peanuts with a man, you learn a lot about him. Let me tell you that. Let's see. Good morning, Paul. Glad to have you on board here with us this morning. Yeah, that was what the heck was that? That's what I was talking to Mini Moto about, was your plugs, and he said he watched that video, and he said that definitely will keep the bike going not above 6,000 RPMs. So anyway, but we did do the Widowmaker. Then we came down the back of the Dragon from Marion back to Tazewell on Thursday. Then we went and we met everybody at the Sonic. So we did that on Thursday. Yesterday, like I said, was a full day. And then last night we went to dinner at the High Side Tavern, and I can tell you it was a fine dinner. Was there some hiccups? Yes. And you know why? If you're here at Tazewell and you're listening to this broadcast, I'm going to tell you why. Because we stayed until we got our dinner, and we stayed until the last bikes left. So, and the reason was the lady. It's a brand new restaurant. It's just opening up. She's doing the best she can. We were the first customers. It's called a soft opening. And guys, if you ever watch the guy on TV that goes into these restaurants and throws pots and pans around and says, this place is a mess, and they have soft openings. The idea of a soft opening is to get your crew to learn how to wait on tables, how to take care of people. And we were the guinea pigs. And that's okay. We knew that going in. If you talk to Mr. G, he'd tell you it's brand new. It's not even open yet. So she opened her doors. We did have pulled pork sandwiches, baked beans that you would probably die for, the recipe, and coleslaw. Probably the best coleslaw this side of the Mississippi. So if you want to go there and check that out. It's called the High Side Tavern. They're not quite open yet. Probably within a week should be running. And there was some hoo-has, and I get that, man. When you go to these meetups, I could talk about this play all day. When you go to meetup, if you make everybody happy and you plan to meet up, you did a damn good job, because you're not going to ever make everybody happy, right? People can get mad, or get upset, and not with you, I guess, with the environment, something, Like you get to the end of these rides, like, oh my God, that was such a windy road. Yeah, no crap. That's what you're here to do. You don't come to Virginia to ride straight roads. There's just no straight roads in Virginia. We asked Road Glide Andy what's his feelings on that, and he told us. He said all these roads were made for horse and buggies because it was all coal mining towns, and that's why they had to cut them like this, right? So that's what happens.
The horse and buggies cut the roads.
Oh, the horse and buggies cut the roads. They started the roads. So, good morning. Tin Wingman, good morning. Nice to have you on board there with us this morning. And all the VAM 23 participants. Pete's Moto Adventures said, saw some posts from others that said it was great food. Yeah, it was really good, but like I'm getting at, you hear people in the parking lot just, and I'm going to say, guys, I never really state my mind, but they were just bitching. It's like, it is what it is, right? Jim says that, Anthony says that all the time. I think these two guys are play related. That's kind of their saying. It is what it is, And you got there, you walk in, look at this. If we walk in any restaurant as a group and we have 60 people, do you think everybody's getting served at the same time? There's no way. Do you think you can get waited on at the same time? Nope. They did the very best they could. They had every staff member there, and they were very polite people, and they'd come around and apologize, and we're like, well, yeah, we're starving, but we're fine. We're not going to die, I'm a fat guy, man. I could probably live off my belly fat for probably at least 2 weeks, right? So I'm not really worried about that. It's not easy for a soft opening. Glad the food was good, Bronco Rod said. Is that like the Kinzu Dam? Yeah, it is like the Kinzu Dam. Saul Symposium food. Yeah, so you're right. It's they made it the best they could. They didn't. It's a bar tavern, but they didn't have their liquor license yet because it's brand new and they're still getting certified. I don't know if anybody was upset about not being able to get a beer. The last thing I want to do is sit at a restaurant, drink 3 or 4 beers, and jump back on my motorcycle and ride back here 20 miles. I don't want to do that anyway. So hopefully everybody else would think that way. Ty says, now I want some barbecue and baked beans for breakfast. There you go. I could probably whip you some of them up, Ty. So yeah, that was the downside. It was a small group. There was probably about, I don't know how many, maybe 8 people that left and went somewhere else, and that's fine. But I know we've done a meetup before in 2018. Or like Andy's done a meetup with McStash this year. Mr. G has put this on for 3 years, and that's what it is. Now, let's get into some other topics about meetups other than people being upset. The next thing I see about a meetup, and I'm going to put this out there because I think it's very true. If you're going to a meetup because you're on vacation, go to Hawaii instead. Go take a cruise. Go to a resort. Go on a vacation with your kids to the beach. don't come to a motorcycle meetup if you're using it as your vacation. You might say, why, HDR? That doesn't make any sense. Here's why. Look at this sheet. I'm going to show you this sheet. At 9 o'clock you're doing this, 10 o'clock you're doing this, 5 o'clock you're doing this. That's like a job. Everything is scheduled. Now there's reasons for that because he wants to get the group together so he can lead us somewhere, right? But if you're coming here and you think I'm coming to relax, it's a vacation, I'll just do what I want to do, it's not really the case here, right? So when you're on these meetups. Now, is it enjoyable? Have we seen a lot? Today, guys, we're going to a coal mine. I've never seen a coal mine, ever. And we're going to go to a coal mine today. We get to take a tour, and I'm really excited about that, right? Something different. Probably nothing I would ever do on a vacation. So you have that. He's thinking of things that Virginia has to offer that we don't get to see as Northerners, right? We were called Yankees yesterday, so just to put that out there. Good morning, Toby Northern. Toby Northern is up in Milwaukee for the 120th anniversary. Harley Davidson called Toby Northern and said, Toby, come up here and pick up your brand new 2023 Road Glide CVO. They're giving it to him for just being Toby Northern. So that's going to be cool. And I don't know if that's the truth or not, but hey, we're going to go with that. So yeah, so yeah, watch out for that. Don't confuse the two. So the last, well, I'm not even into the last half hour. I've already gave you a lot of information. All right. I talked to a lot of guys last night at the restaurant. We're sitting there talking. They're like, where are you staying? We said, hey, we found an Airbnb. It's a small little house here. It's a 2-bedroom, very comfortable, very, very, all remodeled, very new. And, well, they said, well, how did you do that? And I said, well, there's an app that's called Airbnb. And you get on there and you just search Tazewell. There's a lot of houses to rent. And I was telling you guys, we rented a 6-bedroom house last year. Now, for you to make that financially smart, make sure you have 6 people. 6 people that get along, right? So myself, Road Glide Andy, and his wife, and my wife, we get along very well. I mean, sometimes. Looking at me, he's like, are you crazy? You're out of your mind.
Your wife has done nothing but want to strangle me the entire week.
That's because you can't tell her she can't have a beer. You just can't do that. So can't do that at all. But but find somebody you do get along with because you are living in a house with them for a few days. They were very nice. I think that was what day we come out your house. Wednesday? Or was that what day we come out your house for a cookout?
Sunday.
That was on Sunday. So Sunday before we left, they invited us out to their house for a cookout so we can talk about the trip. What's our expectations? We're going to ride down together for sure. How long do you want to take to get here? You got to plan all that out, man. Don't just book a house for 6 people and you hate each other. You're going to have a miserable weekend. So get along. We all eat kind of the same foods.
Tell them about the steaks Thursday night.
Other than they don't drink coffee, but you know how that goes. So yeah, so we did get here, Wednesday.
Yeah,
So
Wednesday. I'm sorry.
that was Wednesday, yeah. So we went shopping, and we knew we wanted to eat some dinner. We didn't want to eat out at a chain restaurant, so we wanted to cook at the house. That's the idea of having an Airbnb. You can cook your food, right? And I don't know. I guess it just takes you out of having to go to restaurants all the time. So Be the RPA said Airbnb is a good deal, but the cleaning cost and service, and I'll talk about that. That's a good point. Thanks, Jim, for bringing that up. Toby is going to the powertrain operators this morning. Adam Sandoval raised $600,000. He did. He raised $600,000. We watched that video last night, and good deal on that. It's crazy. Ton of people going to ride the new CVOs again this morning. I think for everybody that came to this thing, this meetup in Milwaukee that rides the new CVO, the one you ride is the one they should give you. Harley can afford it. Just give everybody one that comes up there. Most of you guys are YouTubers, so put that out there to everybody. Where was I at? What was I talking about? Oh, so anyway, so yeah, Wednesday we came here, we went shopping, and they talked about, hey, let's make some steaks. Well, I learned a lot about grilling the other night, guys. I don't know if you're grillers, but I've grilled wrong for so many years. I would turn both burners on. I would just, Mrs. HDR saying I'm talking too much. All right, I'm just going to sit here.
No, I know that's your show, but
I'm going to sit here.
no,
No. Anyway, but Rogue Light Andy decided that he was going to. We got this big grill up back. It's like 14 burners. It's like as long as the deck. So he turned on like 4 burners, and then you close the lid, and then you close the lid, and then he put the steaks on the opposite side of the fire. Guys, they were mouth-watering steaks. They were amazing. So, good job for him cooking those up. I've been the breakfast king here for the past couple of days. Mary's going to be the breakfast king today. Ty said, did the owner of that place leave any ground beef? No, they have no beef. But there's a garden out back, and they said eat whatever vegetables you want. And we found out that Rogue Light Andy's does not eat greens or beans. Baked beans, anyway. Green beans, I guess, is okay, right? Green beans.
Yeah, greens or beans.
I'm very picky about my green beans.
Hey, can you put coffee in here, Cynthia?
Wait a minute.
Look, I got Miss HDR right there.
No.
I would show you in camera, but she didn't do her hair yet. So she's right there. I told her, hey,
My
can you
hair's
get me some coffee? So she said, sure. She'll get me some coffee. The new CVO motor with the variable valve timing is the end of the shade tree machines.
Shade tree mechanics.
Shade tree mechanics. Oh, shade. We used to call them backyard mechanics, is what we call them. Hey, they may as well. They might, and it's sad because who was here? There was somebody I was talking to yesterday. Who in the heck? Oh, Jarvis Biker. Yeah, we were chatting about the Harley Davidson motors and stuff. He goes, "There's nothing to them, man." He said, "You get a couple socket sets." He said, "You can tear the whole motor down. You can work on it yourself. They're very simplistic." So Harley is doing nothing more now than what the car manufacturer's been doing for the past 10 years. I opened the hood to our CRV cars and look in. It doesn't even look like a motor anymore, right? It's just this big block in there. So, and usually they turn them sideways now. So I don't get it. No hot pockets. Yeah, Rogue Lighting said, yeah, there's no hot pockets in the house. Mrs. HDR just said no. Electric motors. Riding and wrenching, good morning. Glad to have you on board there with us this morning. So do you think I don't know if the electric motorcycle motors will ever work. I don't get it. It's not going to go. I mean, Harley proved that with that electric motorcycle they came out with. It's just not. And you know what? I just read yesterday somewhere, the most dangerous vehicle on the road today, guys, the electric bicycle. It's the most dangerous vehicle on the roads today. I thought, wow, that's interesting reading. And I guess it's because there's no sound, and that's the way it goes. So, all right. Hot Pockets are underrated. Well, yeah, we ate that whole box of Hot Pockets that night we came back in Ohio. Brian Richards, good morning. You said, well, you all call pop soda too. Man, we call it pop. We don't call it soda. Soda's more on the East Coast here. They use soda. Jersey uses soda. So let's see here. All right, let's go back to the other screen. Let me see where I'm at here. Right here. And we're going to do this one more time. Here you go.
Welcome to HDR's Coffee in the Morning. And just give us a comment, like and subscribe. We'll have a good conversation today.
Thank you, Mike.
No eating dirt this Saturday. We're sticking around for coffee with HDR.
So, good morning. You are watching Coffee Time with HDR. Enjoy.
What's that?
I said the second half of the show I get to interview you.
No interviews. What's up, yo? Maybe we'll do a couple questions. All right. So Rogue Light Andy wants to interview me here the second part of the show, so we're going to answer a couple questions here at the end. I'll give him 15 minutes because I got about 15 minutes more of stuff to cover. Probably more than that. The best thing, all the new CVOs, is Harley is finally selling a motorcycle that doesn't have a huge dollars dumped into it. Buying a new CVO might actually save the buyer money. Yeah, I mean, they're only $53,000. I mean, I'm sure I can save up that money. You know, probably if I put $1 in my drawer every day, I'll probably have it by the end of the year. Dude, that's a lot of money, $53,000. Toby Northern says, at the HD Museum, the least crowded spot is around the live wire. Yeah, they should rename that the dead wire. That would be what I would rename it, the dead wire, and just quit making it. I mean, come on, quit, take the pain away. But you got to remember too, and these guys, a lot of these guys are in business more than I am, but I've studied a lot of business stuff. Is a company just it does that, and they take the whole thing, the whole loss as a big write-off. So it actually is better for their investors that they do make some of those. Put them in a warehouse, and it doesn't matter if you sell them or not. You know, give them away as kids' toys. Coffee and a peanut butter bagel. Good morning to Q the Biker Holic. Man, I don't know if I got that right or not. So I'm at work. I got to close out when I see. What do I see when it minimized? An ad for electric bicycles. I was just talking about them. That's probably why you've seen the ad. Tua Rocca said, I will have to look into Airbnbs, but I heard the cost of them you will book, which scares me. Okay, so let's go through that. I want to talk about that a little bit because Airbnbs, I've stayed at quite a few of them. This is actually the first time I ever booked one. So, and the reason I say this is because usually Bronco Ride has booked, I think, 2 that I've stayed at, and Bob, Bodine 52, has booked 1 that I've stayed at, and we just paid them whatever money that they told us we owed them, right? And we didn't see the actual breakdown of the pricing. That's what I'm going with. So when I actually booked this one, so I booked it, and then Rogue Lighting and his wife paid us just like I would pay you guys, right? So and they paid their half of that. But when I booked it, what happened was we looked at the initial price. It was $99 a night. And you're like, okay, 4 nights, that's $400, right? $200 a piece, man. You can't beat that, right? So then once you hit book now, then you go in. Well, there's what's called the $100 cleaning service fee, okay, on top of that. So now you're at $500, okay. Then on top of that was $70 for the Airbnb fee. So Airbnb makes $70. I think it's a base rate of $70 off of every rental that you do if you own these houses, okay. And the only reason they're making money, guys, is they put up a website and they made it easy for you to post your location and for you to click on it and rent it. So those are the hidden costs with tax and fees and everything. Now we went from that 400 mark and we're up over that 600 some dollar mark is where it hit finally. But still, for the creature comforts that you do get, it is worth it. If you're going on a trip, myself and Mrs. HDR was in Memphis a few years ago. We looked for Airbnbs. For a single couple, it's not cost efficient to do it because you're renting a minimum 2-bedroom, 4-bedroom, 6-bedroom, 12-bedroom. You're working on cooking eggs.
Yeah, I'm taking it here where I crack them too.
Oh, look at that. He's cracking eggs in the other room. So, yeah, so there's some hidden costs around that for sure. As far as I'm concerned, a new Road Glide or Street Glide is going to require $10,000 more to get it up to spec. Yeah, it's true. So Paineswise, just buy the new CVO, man. I can't wait to see it. You're gonna let me take it for a ride, of course. Let's see here. Airbnbs, Payne's Rides, WS Keys on 3. Good morning to you. If you're home, you could check your couch. Yeah, there you go. If you were home, you could check your couch questions. Bodine 52. It's still cheaper and much better than a hotel if you have a group of people. And you're absolutely right, Bob. That's the absolute thing that we found here. We found with you guys many times. I found staying with you guys. And anywhere I've ever been, you know, the one thing I would tell you to do, and I've learned this from another group, Jackie Boy. Now, if you don't know Jackie Boy and his wife, the real Jackie, no, there's the real Jackie Boy, Mrs. Jackie Boy, right? Or Lovely Luella, she likes to be called. And their friend Sean. So they rented a house. And anything I tell you, when you rent a house, get on Google Maps and do a topic view, right? So you want to see the ground. Look at the parking lots around you. Look at the driveways. And then I knew enough. I actually messaged Leah. Said, "Hey, what is the driveway like out front of your house?" She said it's packed down, hard, tight gravel, which it is. It's been fine. We've been doing okay with it. They did put a new carport in. They put the pea gravel in, the little stuff, and it's about 2 inches deep out there. I was out there kicking it around. I got some video of that. So we're not using the carport. I mean, Road Glide Andy's more of a dirt bagger. So he says, I'll take them down, but I'm like, we'll just leave them in front of the house. And they've been fine. So make sure you know what the parking situation is. And I just wanted to throw that in there for you. But it is, you're going to, in the long run, if you have a group of people, you're going to save money and you're going to have a more enjoyable time. So just to throw that out there. Bronco said, B&Bs are more cost efficient with the group. You're right, absolutely. It is more cost effective with the group. And this is only a 2-bedroom house that just worked out fine. You split it, you know. But this is a really cool place. You probably see my Instagram. I don't know if I posted an Instagram pic, but it's been totally gutted, the house, and totally remodeled. And Anthony was downstairs. He said even new floor joists have been put in. So that's telling you they really gutted this house. Chuck, good morning. You said a new CVO would be nice, but I didn't want to trade my house even up for it. There you go. Well, yes.
Can you do a little bit of milk in your eggs? Will you be alright?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, however you want to make them. All right. So Joe Hummy M. Checking in. Toby Northern. You'll save with the group, especially if you double up in the beds. I've never done that, Toby, but yeah, thanks for that. I mean, so I'll never stay with you in a house, but I appreciate you saying that. I'm not doubling up in a bed with you, bud, but I'm sure you can save a lot of money.
You'll be my pillow.
Yeah, there you go. You could be Anthony's pillow. Look for the recommendation of Airbnb ones for motorcycle folks. And this one is actually designed the husband to the... It's a husband and wife. The husband owns a motorcycle because I asked her, I said, we have big motorcycles we're pulling in, and she sent me a picture of him with his parked in the front of the house. So she said he takes his down there all the time. And they have a big mapper. So they're trying to be a motorcycle destination, Bob, this particular house. I think that's what her husband envisions because they put a map on all the roads framed on the wall. So that's pretty cool. It's right by the door. They put, like I said, they put a carport in. The only recommendation I'd have for them is blacktop it. Do something, pave it. You know what I mean? Because most people, Anthony's shaking his head, but most people will not come down that road. And there's no way. I mean, you know, unless you want to lay your $30,000, you know, bike in the middle of the driveway, you probably don't want to come down there. He's used to it. He's a different person altogether. But yeah, that is a good point. So.
Well, you've seen my driveway.
Yeah, I've seen your driveway. Yeah, matter of fact, we went to Road Glide Andy's house on Sunday for that cookout, and he said, yeah, you probably don't want to bring your bike. He said, just bring your car. Unless you're bringing he wanted me to bring the Himalayan, and Mrs. HDR just wouldn't run the back of it. She wanted to run the gas tank, and I wouldn't let her, but. All right. Other than that, cue the biker hydraulic. It took me many years to afford a 2022 Ultra Apex and retire next spring. Yeah, guys, you know, a lot of you, and I love beautiful new bikes, man. I think it's a great thing that people can go out and buy a beautiful new bike, and I probably could. Well, Andy did call me a tight ass a couple times this trip, but he's probably right. I don't think I'm not cheap. I'm money conscientious because I want to retire in 2 years. Right, so if I spend all my money on a new bike and I got 7 more years of payments, I can't retire. Or Mrs. HR has to get 2 more jobs, so to pay for that. But yeah, so, and you know, mine's a 2018 with 30,000 miles, and it's built up, and I think it's really, really worth it. Speaking about building up, let me talk about this. You're looking for that big skill. It's right in front of you, right down there on the bottom. Speaking about that, so last year on the back of the Dragon when I was here and on the Widowmaker, I did not have my new shocks on the motorcycle. This year, I can honestly say with the new shocks on the back, and guys, I'm not going to tell you what shocks I purchased. You probably know. Put different shocks on the bike. That bike hugged those bends so nice, and it's just such a comfortable ride. It just felt like the bike wanted to just be there. So, is it worth it? You know, and you have to always think about that. Was it worth the money? it was worth the money so much. I told Miss HR we probably should do the front just to see if it makes that much of a difference. Because when you're going to twisties and bends, you want to be able to go through those and just have a good time and depend on the bike. Toby Norris says, if you ever go to the HD annual rally, be prepared to replace suspension afterwards. Must be pretty. Is it pretty bad up there in Michigan? Is that just bad roads or what? Acquire and pay for all those toys before you retire. Harley 103 says, and you are right. Our biggest thing is myself and Miss HDR. We figure if we have all the vehicles paid off, and life is unexpected. I'm sure one of them the engine's going to blow up or something stupid, right? But if not, if you have your vehicles paid off and you just have a house payment, and you can retire pretty comfortably, right? And be able to do things like, like go to Hillbilly Hot Dogs and have a hot dog. Go to Burger King and have some onion rings. You could do those fantastic things when you retire. So, but yeah, those are all good points, guys. We talked about the Airbnbs. They are definitely, if you can swing it, it's the way to go. And we kind of had to make the move. And the reason I say that is the base hotel for VAM, actually, there's two. Holiday Inn and the Super 8. Well,
Castle.
oh yeah, Finn Castle is actually the base if you want to stay there. It's an older hotel. It's more like a motel, I guess. I don't know. And there's a lot of guys staying there, and they say it's nice. Matter of fact, Harley Moonrider's down there. I've never been in a room down there, so I can't tell you one way or the other. Anyway, all three of those were booked. Matter of fact, I had people here saying, I didn't even know you were coming to VAM. You never said you were coming. I said, I didn't know until a week before. Road Glide Andy knew because I called him. We started talking about houses and stuff and where he was staying. So that was kind of what happened. I told the guys, and the reason was myself and Miss HDR canceled our 20-day vacation this year for 100,000 reasons I'm not going to get into. But other than that, so we decided to come to VAM after we leave here. Road Glide Andy and his wife is heading back to Pennsylvania, or West Virginia. Actually, they don't live in Pennsylvania. They live in West Virginia. And myself and Miss HDR is going down to go through the Wheels Through Time. So we're going to be heading that way. Bronco Ride was nice enough to invite us to his place. And unfortunately, we're going to be going down and back over the other way, Bronco, away from you. So if you get time and you can come down and around, I don't know how long of a ride that is. If you want to meet up with us somewhere down in that area, Maggie Valley, that would be great to see you again. But that is our plan right now. We want to get back home by Tuesday, no later than Wednesday. And Miss HDR made sure of that because she wouldn't let me pack any more medication than Wednesday. So if we're on the road Thursday, I will perish and she will have to learn how to ride a motorcycle. So, because I won't have any medicine. So, but anyway, yes, and she will get the life insurance. Maybe that was the plan. Watch, she'll be like, we ain't gonna have till Friday. Like, uh-oh. So, yes, local roads are terrible, and right now it seems like the whole area is under construction, Toby says. Toby, I would like to go to one of those. Well, the thing about the 120th anniversary, Harley Davidson wants people to come, and then they want to charge you an admission fee. Isn't buying the motorcycle the admission fee enough? Think about that. Bronco Russ said, no worries, Jeff. But I do appreciate it, buddy. I truly do appreciate the offer there, for sure. I wanted to see your new place and get up that way, but we got to go the other way. So, anyhow, a lot of YouTubers are here, and I've been hearing a lot of stuff down here, guys. And and I meet these new YouTubers, and I say, what's your channel name? And they give me their channel names. It's on their motorcycles. It's cool, man. They got stuff. Myself and Mary and Mrs. Road Glide Andy was looking. We were sitting in a parking lot, and we were looking across the bikes, and I told them, if we just had the money for the camera gear on all those motorcycles, we could retire. The camera gear, not let alone the motorcycles. And then Mr. Road Glide Andy said, what about all the upgrades and the lights? And I said, there's like hundreds of thousands of dollars here with these YouTubers. There's more 360 cameras. Guys, I've been filmed every which way but loose. They got angles every which way. And it's cool. It's awesome to see that footage. And the big questions are when people come over, it's like, well, how do you get how did you get that many subscribers? I said, first of all, I've been doing it since 2015. So really, on the hindsight, since 2015, should have 100 million. But, you know, it's just the way it is, right? And I told him Bob's vision, because I didn't have this until I went to Ohio. Bob told me that every video stands on its own. So you can post a video today and get 50,000 views. Tomorrow you can post a video and get 50 views, right? Because it doesn't, the video has to appeal to the masses, right? That's what you want. So Toby North said, Jack, my trip is based on doing the HD rally cheaply. I did not buy, oh, you didn't buy the tickets. Okay, Toby. Yeah, because I seen the tickets were crazy prices, man. The VIP passes was like way up there. So, but Road Glad Mike, good morning. Glad to have you on board here with us. So, I talked to a lot of these guys with these different YouTube channels, and you know, and John, you guys probably know Road Reality. His name is John. He came in with his signature cigar. Man, I got to sit with him, and now we're like best buddies. Of course, he's not on the stream this morning, so I'll be yelling at him later on this morning and telling him, you know, if you're not going to watch Coffee with HDR, you can't be my friend. So just letting him know that.
He's probably still in bed.
He probably is still in bed. Probably took some Xanax last night or something, calm his nerves down a little bit. But he's a super nice guy, you know, and he was wondering all that stuff too. And guys, I've made this mistake. Bodine will tell you, and Bronco Rod will tell you before. If you get on YouTube and you're whining because you don't have subscribers, you're crying because nobody's watching your videos, your ass is grass. Nobody's going to watch it. People will unsubscribe. People will leave you. They don't care. They don't like you anymore. Okay? That's just the way it is. Don't do that. Every channel lives on its own. Every video lives on its own. Just don't compare. Just move on and do your thing, right? I can tell you that I've been sitting here, and if any of you guys are watching this, you may take it or not. Goofy Bastard, good morning. Better late than never. Hell no, it's not. What do you mean better late than never, dude? You missed 45 minutes of this show. Nah, you're okay, dude. Jack, I'm doing part 2 video on it. Bikers can do the HD rally like Sturgis. Local dealers have free concerts. Oh, cool, man. I can't wait to see those, right? Can't wait to see those. So, you know, and I would love, and I would really love to get, you know, a lot of you guys that do have the, you know, get the heavier views and stuff, to be able to come to meet up somewhere and actually have classes to help these other YouTubers. What do you need to do? How do you get seen? You know, what is important? What's not important, right? If I post a video, it's like riding Saturday on my damn bike, nobody's going to watch that. That's not interesting. There's no reason to watch that, right? So, and guys, if you're watching this, some of you guys talking to me at this meetup, man, put some tags in there, right? Don't just tag everything BAM23. Tag it Smoky Mountain Riding. Is this Smoky Mountains?
No.
Appalachian Mountains, right?
Appalachian.
Yeah. Tag it Appalachian Mountains. Put a tag in there. Curvy roads. Put a tag in there. Back road riding. You know, put the tag in there. The back of the Dragon. People are going to watch your videos. One guy's posting videos. He's putting a tag in there. Number 101, number 102, number. That doesn't mean anything. And then he put 2 tags in. And like I said, I am no expert, but if people can't find your video, something they're searching for, they'll never see it. YouTube is a big place, right? Right now, I think the last count, and I counted all the YouTube channels last weekend, there was 102,534,322 at last week. And I'm sure there's more this week, right? So you have to be found, first of all. And then it's just, you know, and the one guy said, I don't have any subscribers. He has like 635. I'm like, dude, you're doing fine, you know? It's fine. I mean, but I don't know. Tried to help him out. That's a great idea, Jack. Ty from Tennessee said, yeah, and Ty knows that too. Ty is excellent. You know, Bob's doing a great job with it. Colin does a great job. You know, and Bob will tell you it's title and thumbnail, right? So some of these thumbnails I've been seeing from some of these guys, like, this is the greatest adventure I've ever ridden on my motorcycle. That's on their thumbnail. Well, you can't read all that when you're looking at a phone, right? So, and like I said, I'm no expert because I get good views and I get bad views, and that's just life, right? Move on, live with it. So I would, yeah, but Ty, you're right. I would love to be able to have I have always envisioned a meetup in January or February when it's cold. Everybody come to a hotel, get all their conference rooms, and be able to have different breakout sessions for YouTubers, right? Hey, helping each other out. What could be wrong with that? So, lots of YouTube channels out there, but this is the best veteran hosted live stream one. They're just saying thanks, Ty. I don't know if you guys call me a veteran, and Bob's the same age as me, so but he calls me the grandfather of motovlogging, just because I've been doing it for so long. But you know, like here, I haven't filmed very much of anything, really, right? But yes.
Question.
What?
This is an interview question.
Okay, what's my interview question?
It's only one, and you've talked on the subject already. But pros and cons of Airbnb versus hotel.
Pros and cons, there's a whole list. First con I can see of a hotel, and I've stayed in a lot of hotels. We're going to be staying in hotels this week too, I'm sure. First con of a hotel room, when you wake up, you're laying in your bed, you look at four walls, right? That's the first con. Airbnb, you get up, you come out in the living room, sit in the kitchen, make yourself a pot of coffee, right? So that's a positive. Cons. A con of an Airbnb, there's really no TV. There's TVs, but you have to stream everything, right? So where a hotel, you can click on channel 2, you know.
Okay, well, at the same time, another con of the hotel when you're doing something like this, or
Yeah.
another con of an Airbnb when you're doing something like this is you're only with the people, you know what I mean, that you're with, plus parking, you know.
Right,
Like
yeah,
you said,
yeah.
at a hotel, you're going to have clean pig parking. You're not going to be off the beat. Some of these Airbnbs are way off the beat.
Oh yeah, they are. They are.
And looking at a map, you're like, well, it ain't that far.
Yeah,
until you
it's
get
far.
down there.
Until you get there. Well, everybody's at the, well, you have a more bigger group at the hotel that you
Goofy.
can hang out with.
Yeah.
Goofy Bastard wants to know, can you tell me how to not have a sucky channel? Goofy Bastard, your channel is great, man. There's nothing wrong with your channel. I love your content. Yeah, that's how I met you. One thing I tell everybody here, I tell everybody here, in your description, list your favorite friends' channels. That's a good idea. That's a nice idea to do too. Lots of YouTube channels out there. Veteran WS Keys on 3 as a Pens fan, Mrs. HDR excited about acquiring Riley Smith. We hate to see him go. She probably don't know we acquired him yet, so I don't know that for sure. So anyway, with that said, yeah, and the other thing too, people are doing a lot of, and a lot of these guys have done it here. So you get the Amazon affiliate links, right? We all love them, right? You can make some money from Amazon, and that's a great thing. I made money the other night. Guys are buying we all purchased the new Senna 50C, right? And Bob said, hey, send me a link for your Amazon thing, and they like to help each other out, so I sent them links for mine. But when you have a description that says, I was out riding my Harley Davidson, and the next thing I see under your description is 457,000 links from everything you bought on Amazon, from your wife's underwear all the way, and you're recommending all this stuff to people. Quit selling crap on your YouTube channel, right? I have like 7 stuff, and those are basically, those affiliate links are stuff that I've worked with companies. So be very careful, right? I almost blew my other channel. If you ever look at the channel called, it used to be called Jack's Tech Corner. I changed it now to Jack's Tech and Photos. I got so encapsulated in selling stuff that I one time that channel actually had like 30-some thousand subscribers, and now it's down to 21.5. People will leave, so be careful. This isn't a place to sell merchandise. This is a place to gather and join and have fun. So, Mercy. He just told me his name the other night, and I'm going to butcher it again. Maurice. I'm sorry. Thanks, man. Maurice. Yeah, he told me that the other night. He's like, you butcher my name all the time. Really nice guy, though. Wife's underwear, great idea on links. There you go, Bronco Rod. Blue Bike and Doyle says, speak up. You can't hear me, Blue Bike and Doyle? What the heck, man? So the other night I asked Blue Bike and Doyle, so what is your first name? He said, well, it'd be Doyle. I said, I thought that was your last name, right? Who uses their first name at the end of their channel name? He does. Blue Bike and Doyle. Then I thought Doyle was his wife's name. Like he rides a blue bike and she's Doyle. I was confused, but I'm always confused. But hey, buddy, nice to have you up on the channel. Rugglad Mike, never heard of VAM. When is this? Rugglad Mike, how can you've never heard of VAM? We all talk about it, buddy. It's usually in July. First year he had it in June, and we were in rain suits the whole time, so he moved it till July. So now we're only in rain suits a part of the time. But just to throw that out there to you. But VAM is the Virginia Area Motorcycle Meetup. And I can tell you one thing, if you come to these meetups and you're squeamish about being recorded or you're on the witness protection program, you don't want to be filmed, don't come to the meetup. There is so much camera gear. You get off the bike, oh, I got my selfie stick, they're running around, you know, filming everything. I did too. I got some footage yesterday, really good stuff. So, sounds like bacon is frying. No, Anthony's actually cooking this morning. He's actually making some sausage. So, sausage and eggs this morning before we get out here to meet everybody to go on these crazy, amazing roads again. So, it's going to be a good time. But I think I covered about everything I want to cover. And guys, if you hit me up on Instagram, if you think a meetup in January or February would be a good idea, at a hotel with conference rooms, and just to, because you come here, like I said, it's boom, 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 right? Time, and there would be times there too if the conference center's what we're doing, but there would be no riding involved. You just fly in or drive your car in. It's going to be cold and snowy, and everybody just hang out for a weekend, right? Fridays, like Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Everybody leaves Sunday. And we'll have, like I said, vendors up, have vendors come in to show you stuff or sell you stuff. But more than that, have other YouTubers helping other YouTubers. Because let me tell you what YouTube is not. YouTube is not like if you work for Ford and you work for Chevy, right? If I work for Ford, I want everybody to buy a Ford because that's your money. If I work for Chevy, I want everybody to buy a Chevy. On YouTube, I want everybody to be successful. That's my goal. If I can help you, I will. Ask, and I will tell you what I know. Ask me to criticize your videos. I will criticize them, but you have to be strong, right? Because I'm going to tell you exactly what I think, and I'm going to tell you the bad and the good. I'm not going to bash you. I'm just going to tell you how to fix it. So if you think you're right, don't contact me. If you think you need help, I'm here for you, okay? And all these other guys on this channel will do it for you also. We will help you any way I can. Matter of fact, Road Reality wants my phone number now, so we're going to be chatting, I'm sure, when I get home. And we're going to be talking back and forth. So he's a really super nice guy. He is a bit of a riot, so he's way over the top. But yesterday we're in a group ride. He's jumping off his bike doing, woo, chugga, chugga, chugga. And I'm like, what the hell's that guy doing back there? He's off his motorcycle.
Let me tell my wife and tell her I'm still alive.
Yeah, I'm still alive up this mountain. Oh, chugga, chugga. I'm like, what the hell's he doing back here? And so he's way over the top. He's way out there. So I think he actually was released from the insane asylum for this weekend, and he just happens to be here. But he is a nice guy, you know, deep down. That's what meetups are for, to see who the nice guys are, to see who the not so nice guys are, and you get your opinions. So
we're going past the insane asylum.
Oh, that's good. So maybe we'll send him back. Anthony said we're going past the insane asylum. Maybe we'll send John back in there. So live and stay there. So. January, we are in igloos in Michigan. Bob, then you could fly in, Bob, because you would have to be there. January or February, like I said, I don't know. I have to think about it. I've been thinking about it for 3 years and I haven't done it yet. But some guys have told me they wanted it by a national and international airport so they can fly in and like have the hotel right there. So that's a thought. I don't know. We could put it together, get our heads together, and start helping each other out, guys. We're all just, you're not competing. Because I tell you what, somebody subscribed to my channel is guaranteed they're subscribed to all your channels too. So that's just how it works, right? I don't watch one TV channel, right? And I watch them all. The other TV channels don't block me to watch one. So help each other out there. I get help from my friends all the time on stuff, and you can too. Many parts of Michigan are further north than parts of Canada. Speaking about the Canadians, we had a Canadian visit us last night. Jarvis was here. Mr. Jarvis Biker was here for a little while, and you know.
Yeah, because he decided he was going to ride with no helmet.
Yeah, he did. He kind of rode with no helmet here because he believed he should have watched Colin's video. He believed that every place below New York, you didn't have to wear a helmet. I said, no, partner. I said, every state is different, and he didn't know that, right? Passed 3 cops, waved to them, gave them a thumbs up, and they just waved back. They didn't arrest him.
He found out it was a class 3 felony.
Yeah, then they said it was a class 3 felony, which I don't know. That's pretty harsh, but it's your head. So, all right, everybody, we're gonna kick out of here and eat some breakfast and go up there and meet the people and see what we get into today. So, thank you so much for watching and joining me here on this portable setup here in Tazewell, Virginia. And I will talk to everybody next week. And thanks for the great conversations today. Till then, have a wonderful day, everybody. And definitely always love having you guys here. And Bob, thanks. Everybody's have a great time at the meetup. We will tell everybody that you guys definitely miss all them. And a lot of people's been asking. So, but like I said, I told them you guys had to work, right? Life gets in the way of pleasure. That's just the way life is. So, everybody take care. I will talk to you next week. I get out of here and put this stuff away. So remember, until then, ride your own ride. You be safe out there. Harley Day Rider, your girlfriend HDR will be down and out in the beautiful portable studios here in an Airbnb somewhere in the mountains of Tazewell, Virginia. We'll see you next week, everybody.